Going on, world, and welcome to the Seat at the Table podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking to one of my nearest and dearest friends, my brother, entrepreneur himself, the man behind Slaughter Cuts, my brother Bryce Slaughter. How's it going today, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm here, man, and I'm excited about this episode, man, because it's time that we, give some information out to our community, man. And I feel like you are one of those guys that can shed some light on some things and just kind of give people an insight on your journey and how things started for you. So with that being said, how did you get started on your way? What brought you to this moment?
Okay. What brought me to this moment, bro, was December 27, 2017. When I started, I was working at the hospital for almost 8 years. And man, I just felt like, bro, it was time for me to take a different route to pursue barbering full time. And so it was challenging, it was scary, but I went ahead and took that leap of faith. And over time, I had, after I departed from the hospital, I started reading like different financial literacy books. And one book that stood out to me was called Multiple Streams of Income by Robert Allen. And he talked about different various things. But one thing that stood out to me was he talked about the stock market. And he was telling you about how different companies will pay you just by you investing in their companies. And so that blew my mind. And so I finished that book around beginning of 2019. And then I started investing in the summer of 2019, and that changed my life.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, bro. I know just us sitting down and talking that you shed some light on some things for me. So you sparked my interest in the stock market, and I was like, man, this guy's on fire with this idea. So I wanted to hear you out. So. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've seen as an investor, and how are you overcoming them?
I say having patience, bro. I have to continue to remind myself that this is not no overnight success, and just having skin in the game. Reminding myself that small, consistent, tedious habits equal radical differences. So. The more time that you spend playing a game, you're going to get better at it. I heard a quote that Albert Einstein once said. He said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it, and he who doesn't, they have to pay it, so that always registered in me where, a lot of wealthy people make money just off of interest, from other people, from banks. That's how they, end up accumulating their wealth.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of got into getting into some of these things about compound interest and learning different methods on how to really invest. And it's some interesting techniques out there. There's some guys that are out here spitting some knowledge, and, it's really, really intriguing that the stock market is the way that it is. And it's been simplified to a point to where individuals can actually understand it.
Yes, sir.
So what's the biggest surprise that you've had in the last few months, and why?
Me and my mom, we actually went to a Wall Street Trappers workshop in Atlanta, Georgia. And man, it blew my mind. It was a surprise to see that many people of our culture be under one roof. And, we was able to, come to a common ground and get information. And it was no drama, no nonsense going on. And everybody was able to obtain the information that, Wall Street Trapper was giving to us. That was a surprise. And also, too, finding out that my wife is pregnant with twins. I'm still shocked. Right to this day.
Yes, sir. I can see the excitement on your face, man. I seen you post that you guys were headed to listen to Trap drop some knowledge, and man, I just seen all the excitement on both of you and your mom's face. And yeah, again, congratulations on that addition to your family, man. I know that's lit a extra fire under you to gain more things and to be able to continue to provide for. I know Beej is going to be excited going forward to add, to have his siblings, and it's going to be, they're going to have some interesting times coming forward with what you're going to be providing for them.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Sir. How do you continue to learn and stay on top of things? What are some techniques that you use?
Man, I listen to a lot of EYL, Earn Your Leisure. I listen to a lot of Wall Street Trapper. Man, I done learned so much good information from them guys. Man, it's just it's really a valuable thing that I have. Just even watching them give out knowledge as much as they're giving out knowledge. The podcast has really did a good service for our community with teaching people how to invest in the stock market, to writing books, to investing in real estate. So I recommend people to watch financial literacy podcasts. It's like EYL. The type of mindset you gotta have a growth mindset in order to achieve your goals. So that's another way of helping people out. It's just you have to change your mindset first before you try to help somebody else out. So.
Yes, sir. And for anybody out there watching, man, if you have not tuned in to EYL, Troy and my guy, they are dropping some gems out there. Even on Market Mondays with Ian. If you haven't heard of Ian, you need to listen. Listen to Ian. Ian got some knowledge out there. And as he mentioned, Wall Street Trapper, he is out here breaking it down and dropping some gems as well. So anybody that's looking into getting into the stock market or just learning how to double or even triple your wealth, of course, do your own research, but these guys are giving you some direction and giving you some good information.
Yes, sir. They really are.
So what are some things that you're researching right now? What are some of the things that you're just like digging in, diving deep into?
Top dividend paying companies. I want healthy companies that pay dividends, pretty much a dividend aristocrat. They have like somewhere around 25 consecutive years or more of paying dividends to their shareholders. And so I've been really diving into that, specifically the monthly paying companies too, because I want to see that monthly income coming in. Also too, I've been doing a little research on opening up a barber college as well. That's another way for me to give back to the community and help young people, find a career path. Okay.
And so for those that don't know, you give us a little bit about what a dividend is for those that don't know.
Okay. So a dividend is a piece of the company that it pays out to their shareholders. So it's pretty much like a thank you check, letting them know, like, thank you, Daryl, for investing in my company. Here's a percentage of what we made, so that's just more of the basics of it. It's more of the things that into the percentage yield and stuff like that, but we're just going to stick with the basics of what a dividend is. It's a thank you check, pretty much thanking their shareholders for investing in the company.
Right. Appreciate that, man. So what is some advice that you would give to a beginner in the stock market?
Man, I would say invest in yourself. That's most importantly. Go to workshops, buy courses, read investment books, listen to financial literacy podcasts, get around like-minded individuals, get a mentor, somebody that you can trust, and that'll help you out tremendously with your growth and investing in the stock market.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything that you just said there, man. Like getting around like-minded people that have the same thought process and having those same adages when it comes to learning about what you're investing in and digging in on stocks. I know me and you, we've text back and forth about, hey man, check this out, or looking at certain companies and it's like, hey, I did a breakdown on this one. And so like just you sending me stuff is kind of sparked my fire to make me want to go harder and learn different stuff too. Cause it's like, you know, you want to, when you're around like-minded people and when you're around people that are helping you grow, especially when you all have a common interest, you want to bring something to the table. And so like, you know, they say iron sharpens iron, and me having somebody to push me and hold me accountable as far as learning something that I really, really have an interest in is key. So yes, being around like-minded people is very, very, very key. Having an accountability partner, even though, you know, some people do their best work by themselves, but when it's like, hey man, this man going hard, we on the same team, I would be doing you a disservice or this injustice basically by not bringing what I know to the table and digging and bringing more research to so that we all can grow and prosper together. So yes, indeed. How do you feel about our community as a whole and us creating a place for ourselves in the stock market?
I would say I feel like the community has a lot of potential. We are very intelligent people, and we can do anything that we put our mind to. If we can put that same energy into being a consumer as being a producer, man, I feel like we can dominate the market. You know, so I feel like we're going in the right direction, but we just kind of got to start building, you know, positive habits and, you know, just switch the mindset, like you said earlier. You know, what type of mindset do you need, and just we got to have a growth mindset if we want to see wealth in our community.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like we, as a community, we do need to change our mindsets and be a little bit more open-minded to different concepts. Certain things are like put in our face to discourage us from even digging into it. Like they put numbers in front of us to make it seem like it's harder than it's supposed to be. And then they put stuff in ways to disinterest us. But when we have someone that'll kick the door down, like an EWL, YL, like a Trapper, like an Ian, to break it down in the layman's terms, to be able to give us the information on a different scale, to where we can basically like break it down and distribute it to other people, it makes it easier for us to be able to come together as a community and teach financial literacy, because there's been a big boom with the generations that are coming about financial literacy. Like those things weren't expressed to us in school. They just gave us the basic economics and free enterprise and was like, move on. They didn't really want us to understand the concept of the true economic and free enterprise. They just gave us the layman's terms, and they didn't give us the necessary tools to be able to move forward with what we needed to be able to sustain our own living. You know, they kind of pushed us into the avenue of you got to work 9 to 5 to be able to survive, not showing us that there is a way for us to be able to survive and generate not just wealth for ourselves, but to generate wealth for those that come after us. Now that door has been kicked open, I feel like there's a very, very bright future for our community as a whole. And I feel like that schools, if you're listening, we need you guys to start dropping some more financial literacy courses for our individuals that are coming up, because if I knew then what I know now, it would be a whole different ball game for me. I feel like I got a late jump at it. And most of us in our age groups feel like we got a late jump at it. And now that we're getting into it, it's like, man, I could have learned this 10, 15 years ago and been in a different space.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is kind of a question that is kind of a fun question. So if you had X amount of dollars in your budget, what would you spend it on and why?
Man, I would tie, bro. I would put money into church. I put a certain percentage of it into church just because I'm a big believer on giving back to God, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, that's who you get your blessings from, you know, so, and then with the rest of the money, I'll of course invest in the stock market, you know, just to get some more residual income on top of the money, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree. I mean, tithing is great. It's one of those things that people have mixed feelings about it, to each his own. But I feel like giving back to God is how you prosper, how you move forward with whatever your aspirations in life is, because He rewards the faithful. So that's one of those things that I truly, truly believe in. So with that being said, man, I am thankful for you taking the time out of your schedule to sit down with me and talk a little bit about financial literacy and to give people a glimpse of what is possible. You know, this man here, I'm gonna brag on you a little bit here. Just sitting down in his chair, man, he was hitting me with stuff that I wasn't even prepared for at first. He was just like, hey, look, this is this about the stock market. Have you looked at that? And he was just giving me different things that was like, okay. Every time I would sit down, he would give me something different. And it started to spark my interest. So I appreciate you for sparking the fire, getting me interested in the stock market, man. You're a great individual, bro, and I appreciate you. Anybody watching, man, if you have any questions, get at me and I'll get at my brother here and we'll try to answer them. I feel like in the future, man, as time goes on, we need to get together, probably put a little bit of material together for the people. And then I feel like we're going to have some other projects coming along in the future. And I feel like this is the beginning of something special, man. So I appreciate you for being a part of it.
Yes, sir. No problem. And I appreciate you, bro, for even, you know, taking the time to even send me the questions and, you know, just even I'm inspired by what you're doing now, bro, because this is really, it's keeping me pushing to keep on, wanting to keep trying the new things. Like I'm learning we got to get out our comfort zone. That's the only way that we can grow. So just even watching you do this and you interviewing me, this is very inspirational, bro. So you keep up the good work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So, guys, that is it for this episode of Seat at the Table podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. You know, it helps the channel out as much as possible. If you have anything else that you would like to see done on the channel, leave a comment. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, and also, my bad, I almost forgot. Follow us on all major podcasting sites. And with that being said, guys, I appreciate your time. Bryce, my brother, appreciate you again. And we out.